Hello everyone, how are you? Today is November 12th, and today we're going to be doing another team fight spotlight. This one's a little bit more of an extended team fight. It's almost like two team fights joined together. This is the Overwatch World Cup Grand Finals, South Korea versus Russia, and South Korea is running a very divey comp. They don't actually have a ton of damage. And they're going for a very specific thing here that we're going to talk about in a little bit. Russia, on the other hand, also a comp that doesn't have necessarily the most damage in the entire world. They have this Genji here, which is a little bit strange considering what they're doing. The Genji doesn't really have too much of a role to play in here. And the Mei as well doesn't do too much damage. In general, I feel like this team is lacking a little bit of damage. This Genji should probably be more of a hard DPS type of hero. First, we're going to watch this fight at full speed, then we're going to go back and really put a magnifying glass to it and see what really went on. So, Miro is going to go in on Winston. There it goes. He's going to take a lot of damage because he's the only focus. No one really went in with him, so he's going to wind up going down. However, Arkin on South Korea winds up taking out the Ana from the back up on that high ground. He dives in really close here, really far, and gets taken out himself. Ryujong also back here behind the bridge. Winds up taking a lot of damage, maybe gets out, but not quite. Gets the direct hit from the Zarya, and now it's looking pretty good for Russia because they do have the numbers advantage, but not anymore though as Miro comes back in. And at this point, it's just too much. Anak on Zarya is the only person left on the point. We have Unfix staying alive for a little while on Mei, trying to stall back here, maybe waiting for some teammates to come up. Ana does wind up coming up, trying to help, but it's just too much. There's too many people on the point, and this point's going to wind up going to South Korea. Only 1 minute to take the first point here on Temple of Anubis is quite good. So this is definitely setting a really good stage for South Korea to be successful in this game. Now, this VOD kind of cuts in at a little bit into the game. You can see we're already at 3:48. And for a little bit of background, Miro is playing on Winston. He's about to jump in up there. You're going to see him in just a second. And Arkin on Genji is already flanking back there. So Arkin is somewhere back here in this area. So first let's take a look at Miro here, who's about to jump in. So here comes Miro. He jumps in, and he should put his shield down right now, because at this point the shield would drop down. He would be shielded, but he waits a little bit, meaning he takes a good chunk of damage before he finally puts the shield down, but it's too late. If we look at that again in slow motion, so if there was a shield, if we look one more time right about now, it would have dropped about now, and he is at 281 health. He's going to take the Flame Strike, but he would take no more damage at this point, meaning that the Reinhardt wouldn't one-hit him at this point, and he'd be able to get a bit more healing from the Ana and also the Lucio. So he would have lived for longer there. But it's okay, because this jump in, he's not supposed to live. He wasn't probably supposed to die this quickly. But if you look, Arkin on Genji, well, you can't see it, but he's here. And he's coming up to attack Rubicon on the Ana, because the Ana is such an important hero for this composition that Russia has. Russia doesn't have a lot of damage already, so not having Ana's anti-heal grenade is going to make it so they're not going to be able to really pierce through South Korea without that hero. The Winston goes down, but Arkin, you can see Rubicon's health. Arkin goes down on the Ana. So that was the play, to trade Genji's positioning, maybe get a support for your Winston. Maybe not have the Winston die so quickly, like I said, but it worked out. Trading a Winston on South Korea's lineup for an Ana is just always amazing. Pretty much trading anything for an Ana is usually good, but in this case, that's a great trade. We can also see that during this time, the entire rest of South Korea's team uses this opportunity because, look, everyone's turned their heads. No one is looking towards South Korea. They're all looking over here, this way. These are where the sight lines are going. So all of the rest of South Korea's team is just kind of sneaking up in there. But we have a mistake from the Genji of South Korea. You see here, remember, his team is all coming up, and they're going to be charging the point. That's pretty much their plan, because that's what they wind up doing. So Arkin should be meeting them there. Instead, he dives more, takes a lot of damage, continues to dive more though, goes absolutely all in, winds up getting taken out. Ryujong on Ana is over here very far out of position as well. If they just all met up at this one point, they'd be great. I'm not sure if he was trying to maybe save the Genji, but either way, he's very far out of position, which is going to result in him just getting whomped from all sides. Something, though, that occurred off camera was we can see that, remember, Ryuj-hong is a little bit out of position, but Godspeed on Russia's Lucio gets maybe a little bit too aggressive. You can see he's here right now. Let's look through the walls. So we're doing some detective work to see what happens. So he's here right now, taking some damage. We can see he's getting sniped a little bit here. And here Ryuj-hong lands, well, it's off screen now, but here Ryuj-hong lands one more shot and takes him out. That's definitely the Lucio's fault. He shouldn't have been just hoping like, oh, Ryuj-hong, please miss me. So that's not something you should be banking on in your gameplay, really, that he's going to miss you. So that play there, sort of taking a really bad situation that the Korean players put themselves in and just sort of gifting them something out of it. Now, of course, that is still a bad trade for Korea because remember, an Anna trading for pretty much anything, honestly. Maybe a Reinhardt, right? But an Anna for a Lucio trade definitely favors the team with the Lucio. We have remaining, remember, Miro's not in the fight yet. He's coming soon, though, so we need to really hurry up before Russia, because remember, South Korea, well, the attackers, rather, on this map, in general, have a short spawn time compared to the defenders. Very short. So trades are bad. We need to wipe this fight quick so that we don't start getting reinforcements. Another reason why lower damage, like we see out of Russia's composition, is not so good on the first point, because you need to finish these fights fast. You can't have these long-standing engagements. But we see they can't really crack, as we make the fight go on, they can't really crack South Korea's lineup. And see, the Winston now comes into the fight. No one has really died on the attacking team. Russia just doesn't have enough damage. And if the Genji were a harder DPS, they might have been able to crack them. And you can see now the reinforcements start to come in, and at this point, it's pretty much hopeless. Russia can't recap it. So I guess in conclusion, as we put this little slow-mo footage up of the kind of climactic scene of this battle, in conclusion, this was really Russia's team fight to win. If they had had a little bit more DPS on Shadowburn instead of the Genji, and also, if the Lucio hadn't died just a few seconds before this thing occurred, they would have currently, imagine if they had like a McCree and still a Lucio right now in this fight. Korea would have been absolutely done because Lucio, Zarya, Tracer can't stall the point by themselves against that. But anyway, just a quick little video. It's Saturday, so I didn't want anything too heavy or long or whatever, anything like that. Anyway, I'm going to put a straw poll actually in the description because I am right now developing a streaming schedule, seeing what I can do. And I know that a lot of you guys are in Europe, a lot of you guys are in the United States. So there are time zones aplenty, and I want as many people to be able to watch it as possible. I don't want to just like say, screw you Europe or screw you West Coast or whatever. So anyway, in the straw poll, even if you aren't necessarily going to watch the stream, it just has times like, would you want to see it from 12 to 1 p.m. or 3 to 5 or just something like that, just to get an idea of a good time for most people that I can set the schedule up with. Anyway, guys, like if you liked it, which I hope you did. As always, leave any questions, comments, and all that stuff down below. Stay positive, and have a great day. Peace out, guys.